Hello everyone. I hope everyone is good and doing well, and I hope that I have enough light in the stream. Fingers crossed it looks okay. I've only got one light there, so let me have a look. There you go, Brian. Thought that might make you laugh, mate. Fragdicted. How are you doing, mate? Are you okay? I hope you're doing well. Can you hear me okay? Just making sure. Hi, Kit Kat. How are you? Good to see everybody. Who have we got in the chat? I might just have to move my light round a little bit just to this side, just to light up a bit more on my face because it looks a bit dark. Hi, Nigel. Bear with me 1 second. Just see if, apologies, just see if that's better. There we go. That looks a bit better. So I was looking a bit dark. I know it's a little bit dark this side of my face, but I've got the light here to sort of warm my face up a bit. So I hope everyone's okay. The Christmas special edition Fragdicted socks on. Yeah, I'm wearing my Fragdicted pants as well today, so it's we're all good. We have Encens, we have Tara, we have Nigel, so we have a good little group in already. So sorry to disturb your Thursday night. It's just that I received something today, and I just wanted to let everybody in on what I got through. And very, very clever way of doing things. So I just felt, hi, John, thanks for joining, mate. I just thought it was worth doing a quick little stream. Just saves me recording as well. It means that I can enjoy the rest of my week. And no worries, I was already disturbed. Hey, Becca, how you doing? Right, so firstly, there's been some news in Fragcom this week. There's been some big news. Some big news. So our friend Scott at the Centurion has announced that he's released his own, he didn't say fragrance, his own fragrance brand. So how exciting is that? Our own, very own Scott is releasing his fragrance brand, Centurion Fragrance. So you can follow him on Instagram. If you go and look at my stories, I posted the picture to my stories about his page. So it'd be great if you could go and give our Scott a follow and keep an eye on what's going on, because it'd be great if we could support him in this. Just a quick hi, can't stop. No worries, Barry. Thanks for dropping in, mate. So a massive, massive congratulations to Scott. I know how excited he is. He seems on top of the world at the moment, and rightly so, because this seems like it's been a long time in the making, and he's kept it quiet. He hasn't told anybody. I thought it was a premiere. It's because of the name of the brand. The name of the brand. That's why. There we go. So yeah, our Scott, I'm just over the moon for him. So I can't do anything but wish him all the luck in the world. And I will certainly be supporting him in any way I can. And anything he needs from me, I am there and willing to help, no problem. So best of luck to Scott. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Right, so let me tell you a little bit about what's happened. So I commented on one of Brian's posts. Hello. Hi, Hillary. Thanks for joining. I commented on one of Brian's posts and also one of Lance's posts about a brand. I love the bottles. The bottles look fantastic, and I hear lots of good things about this company. And they reached out to me and said, would they like me to send them their tester strips? I was like, oh, tester strips. I've never heard that from a brand before. What are tester strips? And what is that? Look at these. I'm going to have to take that down. Look, it looks like I've got horns. Dear, oh dear. Right, so it's they reached out to me and said, can we send you our tester strips, which is how the brand do things. And that is fantastic, because they're not committing to sending loads of influencers bottles. This is a cheap way of doing it. And you know what a way to discover this brand. That is the tester strips. Let me show you how they came. So there is one on the front here, which isn't listed on their website, but it is exclusive to Harrods. So that is how the tester strip came on the outside. And if we open the inside, hopefully you can see that okay, that is how the Discovery set arrives. So you can get to know all of the fragrances. Yes, I know they're only on tester strips, but it will give you an idea, because they're not the cheapest in the world. It will give you an idea of what the brand is like, and if you've got a favorite before you order anything. And I just think that is fantastic. So I thought I would use the opportunity to run through and tell you about what they're like and give you my favorites. Me and Becca have gone through these this evening ourselves, so I have an idea, but I'll give you an even better idea as to what I like the most, and I'll tell you Becca's favorite as well, based on her tastes. So what comment? Let's catch up on the comments. They drained my strips in the perfume for weeks. I think they still smelled after months. It's a fantastic idea, Brian. This is what I was worried about, but the fragrance on these tester strips, and let me just show you the tester strips. They're not stained in any way at all, yet they smell heavily of the fragrance. They really do. So it really does give you a great idea. So I will be running through these and letting you know my thoughts. I'll run through the notes with you and just tell you a little bit about them. Now, has anyone else tried anything? And it's exactly, Hillary. It is a brilliant way. It came in an envelope that size with a cardboard backed envelope, so they didn't get squashed up or anything in the post. And I thought it's an amazing way of getting your fragrances across the world without getting into any trouble or any complications. It's an easy way of doing it. So, and yeah, as Paul said in there, better than a dabber any day. So yes, you're not getting them on skin, but this, let's face it, for people that test in fragrances all the time, it's a great way of getting to know them. And I love the way they put the tape on, the little sleeves, so they're not interfering with each other. So fantastic way. I got these in the post today as well. I haven't opened it. Yeah, Becca, get them open. Let's have a chat in the comments, and we'll smell them together. And you can tell us what you think of them at the same time, and see if we get similar things from them. Now, what is everyone wearing today, and what is everybody drinking? I am on the red wine, so cheers. We'll wait for Becca to go and get her fragrances, and then we can sit down together and run through them and let everyone know. So, scent of the day is Eau de Baza. So you're not wearing anything today, Barry? Or have you got your own fragrance coming out as well? Cider and like 4 different samples. Wow. FM Passant, the newest. Wearing Stella now, just sprayed it on, drinking water. Barry's naked. Red wine and Quetzali. Nice. Very, very nice. So a red wine for me. I am in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. And I'll tell you why. I am only working. I've been off today. So I've been off with the kids. So normal sort of day dad responsibilities. However, tomorrow I'm only working half a day. I've got to take my young son to the orthodontist. Let's say dentist, but it's the orthodontist to have his braces tightened. And guess what time the appointment is? You cannot write the script for this. Hey, D'Angelo, hello, thanks for joining. Guess what time the appointment is for Scott, my son, to be at the dentist tomorrow? You will, anyone that knows dad jokes will guess the time. And this is absolutely true. He is definitely correct. There we go. Yep, he's and that is the appointment time is 2:30. And what I want to do is just show you this, because I don't think anyone would believe me. So let me show you the time of his appointment. If we look at the bottom there, it's got, Scott, please attend your orthodontics appointment in Cambridge at 2:30 p.m. How about that? Can't write the script, eh? I thought that was hilarious. So I went and told my boss, oh, damn it, I've just been reminded my son's got an orthodontist appointment. I'm going to have to leave early Friday. And guess what time the appointment is? 2:30. Yes. Right, so we have, hey, all listening while working. Hi, Claire, thanks for joining. Hello, hello, hello. Right, so let's get 4:20. It could be any time, but no, 2:30. Right, should we get into it? Becca, have you got yours ready? And did you get the one on the front? Did you get Falcon leather? Did you get it? Hey, Lizzie. Thanks for joining. Excellent. Right, so we'll do that one first, shall we? Let's do Falcon leather first. What I'll do quickly is just run through some of the notes with you and tell you a little bit about it. So this has in the top saffron and labdanum. In the mid, it has birch tar. In the base, it has agar wood and benzoin. Now, it doesn't say anything in the notes about leather. Now, it might be a synthetic that is obviously giving off that thing, a mix of the tars, a mix of the different thing that's in there, but it's not. It says Falcon leather, and these fragrances are, they've been, the perfumer behind these fragrances is Aurélien Gouchard, and he is responsible for lots and lots of different fragrances. He has a terrific CV. So he's got some big lines. He's worked for Bond Number 9, and he's also worked for Comme des Garçons, and he's done a couple of the David Beckham lines and some Davidoffs. He's done, what else has he done? Some D Squared. He's also done some Gucci Pour Homme, for example, was his. Gucci Guilty, Gucci Intense Oud. So, and the thing that really shone out, really, and I think this will give away a little bit of what these are like in terms of lightness and what type of brand it is and the type of fragrances they are. But he's also done quite a lot of the Issey Miyakis as well. He's done some Juice Parfums. So Jean-Paul Gaultier. He's Kenzo. I mean, the CV is huge, but he is the nose behind all of these. He's done Wanderlust from Michael Kors, some Muglers, Narciso Rodriguez. So yeah, I mean, incredible CV. Shall we get on and tell you a little bit about what I like? Right. Hi, Ant, by the way. Hello. So Falcon leather, just giving you the notes. And yeah, so the really confusing thing about this is that leather note isn't in the pyramid of notes. Now, it might be that it's just been missed off. That leather note might not be, but it definitely smells a touch oudy. It's quite a strong fragrance, and it does remind me quite a lot of Tuscan leather, that type of smell. It's an oriental sort of leathery fragrance, quite smoky, quite woody. But it's very pleasant. It's not too heavy. Becca didn't like this one, by the way. My Becca. What are your thoughts on this, Becca? Is it something that you like? What do you think about it? Interesting to hear your thoughts. It's not too heavy, is it? It's not. Yeah, so it might be, for example, a bit more in the ombre leather range. It's not particularly fruity like ombre leather is. There we go. Birch tar is used to create a leather effect. Thanks, Claire. Appreciate that. Also, saffron can give a leathery element. Well, there you go. That explains it. And it's It's nice. It's not too heavy. Like I said, it's not something my Becca liked, but she doesn't like this type of fragrance anyway, so that's no surprise. I like it. It's not my favourite of the brand. It's something I would definitely 100% wear, and I think it would go terrific with a leather jacket, an outfit, white t-shirt, jeans, leather jacket, boots. I think that would really, really suit that. So a nice fragrance. It's the only one that Brian hasn't smelt. Great leather scent. We have Matt in the house. Hi, Matt. So yeah, definitely wearable. Something that I would actually own that. I would wear it. I think I'd enjoy it. Whether you would get as much from, say, ombre leather or something, I'm not sure, but hey, I like it. Right, so the next one I'm going to move on to is, we're going to go in order, and we're going to do the top one there. So that is Neroli Orangeur, and let me just run through the notes with you. So the notes in this are Neroli, bergamot, Tunisian orange blossom, musk, and ylang-ylang. Now, of these fragrances, this is the one that reminds me the most of something like Issey Miyake. It does remind me a little bit of something like Neroli Portofino, but unfortunately, because Neroli is just so often referred back to Neroli Portofino, that is going to be the comparison that's going to be made. I certainly made the comparison immediately. But you know what? Going by this tester strip, it is still beasting off this strip. And you'd think it would be the one that wouldn't. Now, I really like Neroli. I know John doesn't. He's put too much Neroli. And he loves Neroli, says Lizzie. He does. This is really, it's quite musky with it. It's Neroli, it's some musks, some more citruses in there. That ylang-ylang probably just gives it a little bit more pop, a little bit more of a sour note, I would say, to it sort of maybe boost that Neroli note. So it is very, very Neroli heavy, but it is a very, very fresh, easygoing summer fragrance in my eyes. I really like that. I think it is a really, really nice fragrance. It is very, very good. And I've smelled other stuff like it, but this is nice. It's also more orange on my skin than Neroli, but the ylang-ylang is nice. Yeah, it gives it this sort of slightly sour edge. It gives it, say, the musks really, really help, but it's very, very fresh, very summery. Becca's put that it's very fresh too. And so it's good that a lot of people have tried these, because at least it gives you an idea of everybody sort of talking along, which is really nice that we can all talk about them together. I like that. It's not just me giving my impressions. Other people can give their 2 pence worth as well, or 2 cents worth. And Matt said this is the best Neroli he's ever smelt, or he's smelt in a while. Sorry, Matt. That minis don't often want minis unless it's a perfume related. Everyone send Neroli decals to John. Funny, funny. Right, so next, we're going to fly through these. This isn't going to be a long, long live, by the way. I'm going to be it's probably going to go on for about another half an hour. I aimed for it to be around 45 minutes. So, oh, hi, Clemence. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining my live stream. So I'm going to be live for about another half an hour to run through the rest of these, and then we'll sum up and basically let you know what my favourite is. But let's move on to the next one, which is a Cologne Cedrat. And obviously the same perfumer. And the notes on this one is very, very simple. It's got bergamot, it's got pink pepper, it's got black pepper, and it's got some mate. Now, I don't mean like a best mate. It's got mate, which is like a herbal. It's a green note. It's often used in fougères. It says that it's a bitterish tea note, actually, with herbal aspects to it, and it's got it's helped to tone down florals, apparently. So that's the information I've got. This says that it's the initial idea. It's a trowel of citrus and a citron oil of Italy is what it says in the makeup. So very, very simple composition again. And let's give it a quick smell. Wow. Okay. So Matt really likes this as well. I've just done the Neroli one, Clements. That was the first one I've done. So Neroli was very, very nice. This one is called Cedrat, Cologne Cedrat. So it's probably an Italian. Now, this isn't, I wouldn't say it's fougere. I would say this is another citrus fragrance. It's very, very easygoing. The pepper in it actually isn't too overdone. It's very, very light, so it's not a pepper-heavy fragrance. But it's just a touch of sweet spice in there. But this is very nice. This is, I would love to own this. And the reason for that is because this is an everyday driver. It's a very, very fresh, clean, slightly citrusy, but it's got this really, really lovely, fresh sweetness to it. A slight sweetness. Quite as Matt said, it is quite light. It is quite light. But it's one that I think you could get away with spraying loads, like Matt said, spray it over your clothes, spray it on you. And I think you'd smell wonderful. I really do. I think you'd smell really classy. I think it would work wonderfully well in the summer with my signature outfit to work, which would just be an open neck, clean white shirt with smart, well-fitted trousers and nice shoes. This would really, really work for that. And I think you'd smell wonderful. And it's still going quite well on the card, but I can imagine probably out of all the ones here, even the Neroli fragrance, because of the musks in that, I think this one would be the one that wouldn't last as long as the others. I think you'd go quite anosmic to it quite quickly. But a really, really well done, simplistic but fresh and clean fragrance, a little bit soapy, tiny bit soapy, but very nice. That is a really nice fragrance. Right, we're smashing through these. What was Becca's thoughts on this one? Right, okay, that's interesting. Cologne Cedrat performs better than Neroli Orangeur easily. Okay, well that. Hi Yara, thanks for joining. Oh no, look, great antlers. It's just I'm going to have to move it because it's quite distracting. Gets on my nerves a little bit, so I'm going to have to move that because every time where I sat, well, not moving the chairs about. This is quite a nice area in my living room where I actually got a little bit more light than this. I'm a bit sort of self-conscious about the light, but it's quite a nice little place. Sponsored by Panadora. No, not Panadora, Brian. I am sponsored by Penhaligons, thank you. Pandora. Right. My favourite one so far. Wow, okay. Here we go. Right, the next one. Parisian Musk is the next one. Now, this has some cedar. It has some ambrette or muskmallow, which can sometimes smell like carrot seed. And it has some, it says ambretolide. It looks like an amber, and it is. It says that it's a musky amber with some animalic smells to it and slightly fruity. So I've never heard of that before. It's the first time I've heard of it. So it's obviously an aroma chemical. Probably a very clever aroma chemical, but the picture of it, it looks like amber, but ambretolide, which is musk, amber, and animalics. So that's interesting, I think. So it's got ambretolide. Let me just go backwards, sorry. Ambroxin and musk. So I'm expecting this with the name, obviously a bit of a giveaway. I'm expecting this to be a musky fragrance. Let's give it a go. Yes, 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 yes. Brian, I wish you hadn't put that in there because it does. This smells like a slightly sweeter, fruitier version of Santal 33. It does. It does smell just like that. It smells like it's the cedar. The cedar's done very, very well in this, and it's very musky and and a little bit woody, but it's got this slight sweetness and this slight sort of amber feel to it. Really, that's nice. That is really, really good, and this would work really well in the summer as well. Quite a light fragrance. And Becca mentioned this on this one as well. This does smell a little bit like it's got like this tiny, tiny bit of sort of the whole carrot, if that makes sense, so like the green bits that go from it, but just a tiny touch. But this is really good, and I think this would last very well. Some people would be a little bit anosmic to this type of fragrance. I get it really well. That is nice. It's a really nice fragrance. It's not my favourite so far. I think so far Cologne Cedrat is my favourite, but that is a good fragrance. Very, very nice. What were your thoughts, Becca? Are you still in the chat? Don't be self-conscious about antlers. They're quite fetching on you. Thank you, Chris, and thanks for joining. Very nice of you. Carrot, sign Brian up for that quick. Yeah, it's hey Scott, thanks for joining. Congratulations, by the way. Yes, confused. I can smell cabbage. Yeah, there's this. Imagine, like, I don't know if you'll get this, Becca, but imagine the whole carrot stalk. So if you go to a greengrocer's or you go to somewhere that are selling the whole carrot with the big stalk, the green stalks coming out. It smells a little bit like that to me, but with this lovely Santal 33 like cedar note. So brilliant. It's a good fragrance again. Very, very nice. Very well done. Right, the next fragrance is Radical Rose. And the initial idea on this, it says, yeah, I thought I was walking in a greenhouse. There we go. So it's not, it's weird though, isn't it? Because it's not like really, really overly green. I think it's just the ambrette that's been used in it. It's not like grass cuttings green, but it does smell like leaves. It smells like a plant leaf to me. So, but really, really good, really well done fragrance, I must say. Right, the next one, Radical Rose. So the initial idea on this is, it says it's an overdose of Rose Absolute, extracted from roses organically grown. So they've got their own rose garden, so they make their own Rose Absolute. So this is an in-house rose. Now, this is one of the only ones, as you pull out of the sleeve, you smell it in the air from the strips. And you know what, as everybody knows in the chat, there's some rose fragrances that I really, really like and others that I'm not that sure on. But this is quite a strong rose. It's quite a powdery rose, but it's very sweet. It's not a jammy rose. It's a little bit sort of powdery, but it doesn't smell of much else, being honest. I can't get much else in the fragrance. And now the notes on this, that I haven't mentioned the notes. Let me just tell you what the notes are. Sorry, I'm just trying to find them. So it's got some saffron, some Jamaican pepper, Indonesian patchouli, and Spanish labdanum, as well as obviously their in-house rose. It says it's a woody floral, but I get mostly rose. I think Lizzie would like this. It's very, very well done again. It is very, very like a sweet powdery rose. It's not overly powdery. I think Lizzie would really, really, really like this. I really do. This is, yep, Kit Kat, I think you'd like it as well. I think Scott would really like this because he loves these rose fragrances. I'm just trying to think. I think John would like it if he hasn't tried it already. So Matt said, this is a really sweet rose. Reminds me of an ATH Oud and Rose, which he uses. Well made, yeah. And I think they're using a really high I got lots of patchouli on this. Now, I haven't got lots of patchouli from it personally. I think because the rose is quite strong, I'm not getting much else. Now, if I'm going to compare it to a rose fragrance, I'm going to say Delina Exclusive. That is the one that I would say I've smelled that is the most like this, where it's quite a rosy pink rose fragrance. It's not a red rose or a dark rose. To me, this is a bright pink rose, and it is quite strong, but it's not off-putting. And I would wear it, actually. I would. I don't know if I'd be a little bit self-conscious. Don't know why. I'm just not confident with rose. But I would wear it. And I think the dry down would be fantastic because that's what we're getting from this. But on skin, I think this would be better. I really do. I think you'd get more of the other notes. I think the rose is what takes over on the card. And I think that in a bottle would be, you'd get a lot more from it. So that is the Radical Rose. We have only got 3 more to go, and we've got 15 minutes to go. Not as creamy. Oh, that will be what it was, Brian. Yeah, John, remind me of Portrait of a Lady at first. Yeah, it's I get that. On the skin, they are blossoming and more dark. Okay, well, that's a good thing. Hi, Dennis. Delina Exclusive is very creamy and loud, goes fluffy, but is super sweet. No patchouli in that. Becca has a really good sized decant of Delina Exclusive, and yeah, it's not the same. I think it's maybe just because it's on the card, but it is. That's the type of rose. It reminds me of that pink rose. And I think that's why I'm getting it. Whereas Portrait of a Lady, for me, that is a lot spicier than this is. This isn't as spicy, but again, get it on skin, it might be completely different. Right, let's move on to the next one, which is Santal Austral. So this is mainly a sandalwood fragrance. It says the initial idea was a sensual white wood, and the main ingredients are organic sandalwood oil from Australia. So this has piqued my interest. It really has. This is something I obviously smelled on the card so far, but I get some really nice bits from this, and I will go into that. But this has in it iris, one of my favourite notes, sandalwood, one of my favourite notes, tonka bean, one of my favourite notes, and benzoin, one of my favourite notes. So it's got a lot of things in. You know what I really like about this? I like that they've left out vanilla. I really do. I think that makes it slightly different to other fragrances. So let me give this a quick smell. Oh, wow, this is so good. It's so woody, so creamy. The sandalwood in this is insane. I agree. Really good point, Mr. Fragdicted. This is just stunning. It really is. This, if you've not managed to smell any of these fragrances, hit them up. I don't think they'd mind, and ask them to send this sample card through, because I had to come on live. I only received this today, and I want to do more of this anyway. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying discovering new brands with you. And this is another one that, like so many other brands, have really impressed me. This is one that that is gorgeous. I'm sorry, I'm waffling, but that is just stunning. Yeah, Anastasia's lovely, Lizzie. That is a lovely fragrance, and one of Scott's favourites as well. Does it not work for you? Oh no, it is. Yeah, nutty. That's a great way of explaining it. It's nice. I can't stop smelling it. This is creamy sandalwood with some really nice sweet tonka. that sort of sweetness from the tonka bean that you get in Fève Delicious. Imagine that powderiness of that tonka and the sweetness of that added to sandalwood, done well, really good quality sandalwood, and then chuck in the benzoin, however you want to say it, and that creates something really, really good. Really be interested to get that on skin. Fantastic. Really, really good. Becca, are you there? What are your thoughts? Did you like this one? Benzoin. Thank you. Cheers. Hello, wifey. We have wife that's just popped in. I thought this would be my favourite. Right, Becca, we've just gone, Bex, we've just done, you won't see it from that, they're all the same tester strips. We've just done, we're down to there. What was your favourite? Can you let them know why you're here? And you can let us know what your favourite was, because you really liked a couple of these. And I think you were torn between two of them. But what was your favourite? Hey, Bex OG. We're discussing who is our favourite Becca is, Bex. Yeah, they want to know. Santal. Yeah, so Santal Austral. So Australian sandalwood was Becca's favourite. She really, really loved it. Really loved it. There you go, Bex. Everyone's saying hello. I must say, right, I'm going to be all mushy here now. Bex has taken a bit of a back seat with the fragrance stuff, completely, a massive, massive back seat. But more recently, she's been really, really supportive of me, and because she hasn't got that thing where she's doing it as well, she has shown me a little bit more support in what I'm doing. Like if I want to do a live and stuff like that, she's quite happy for me to just get on with it, and she's like quite happy to join the lives and stuff and just chat with you guys. I think that's what she enjoys most about it. Tony, stop talking about fragrances constantly. I do. It does drive her mad sometimes. But you know what? Becca keeps going on about getting fragrances for herself. She's building a nice little collection for herself now. And she makes me really laugh because she's constantly going on about new ones that she would like. And she's probably got a list, I would say now, of about 5 quite expensive fragrances. So I don't know what I've created. So although she's not there in the foreground helping me at the moment, she's in the background and probably more into fragrances, I would say, than she's ever been, in terms of just for herself rather than sharing her thoughts with the world. She's been really enjoying it, I think, since she's taken that back seat and actually just enjoying what she has in her collection. And she's really, really sort of hankering after a few more fragrances for herself. Now, she went through these with me, and the only one she didn't like was Falcon Leather. She liked all the others. Apologies for the dogs making a noise. Sorry. Yeah, so she actually quite liked the rose one, which isn't like Beck's at all. Oh, Brian, I don't think so. I don't know why the dogs are barking or why they're going off on one. That's a bit of a strange one. No one at the door. But yeah, Falcon Leather is challenging. Yeah, she didn't get on with that at all, Clement. She's not really a leather fragrance fan, though. She doesn't like Tuscan leather. She doesn't like ombre leather either. She's not the biggest fan of leather fragrances. Right, shall we move on? We've only got 2 to do. So I've got really itchy nose. I've seen Brian mention this in the note, in the chat here. We've got Bois. How do you pronounce this? Bois Abin. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm really sorry. Clemence is just going to be rolling her eyes. I'm used to people rolling their eyes at me. But Bois de Bouin, a Bane. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Right. We had a chat about this. You did it good. I didn't. I ruined it. I really ruined it. This is, so let me tell you about this one. This has got, let me just get the notes on the screen. Right, so this is, it says it's a woody, earthy and patchouli. It's got notes, not many notes listed. Juniper, guaiac wood, cypriol oil or nagamatha and patchouli. So it's got quite a simple array of notes to it. It says that the initial idea for this, by the way, was a dark ambery wood, and the main ingredient is guaiac wood oil from Paraguay. So it's Tony, please say terre de Hermes for me, for Clemence once. Terre Hermes. I'm terrible at pronunciation, especially French. Brian, I even said to him before that video, I don't say Hermes. I say Hermes, but I know it's Hermes. So I've already been corrected. Hermes. Terre de Hermes. Oh, gosh. I need lessons. I'm terrible. Right, so yeah, this is deep, rich wood. See, I said, oh gosh, Hermes. Yeah, hold on. In the video, you said Hermes, and it killed me. Did I say Hermes? Like, right, well, I'll tell you what that is because Hermes is a parcel company in this country that delivers. And there's Hermes or there's Hermes. Hermes or Hermes. Clemence, can you write, I am very common, I'm very southern, I'm very sorry. Can you write in the chat, is it Hermes or Hermes? Please. Just correct, just let me know whether you pronounce the H or not. That's what I want to know. Hermes. Herpes. Funny. Hermes. Hermes. Is that better? Herpes. We don't pronounce the H in France, but we do here. So this is an argument, right? So I'm not French, so I'm going to see a H and pronounce a H. So I'm very sorry. But like a snake. I'm not doing any more. Let's stop this. Let's move on to this one. Right. This is deep wood. It's not my favorite. Don't dislike it. It's not challenging, but there's not really any sweetness in this at all. There's no sweetness, I would say. Dark ambery wood. Now, this is the one I would most say that is most got patchouli in. I get patchouli from it. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, that's it. All have a laugh at my expense. Yep, lovely. I'm only going to be crying myself to sleep tonight. It's fine. Wow. Snail. Wow. What? What's wrong with that? Just because I don't pronounce the L in it, whale, snail, I go, wow, snail. My teacher used to say, if you smell patchouli, there is patchouli, but it is there. That's what I get from it. And I think that's because it's got some earthiness, it's got some dryness to it. It's a very dry fragrance. It's slightly aged like patchouli would be. but it might just be that it is a strong, deep wood smell. It's almost a little woody in a way. It's not, like I said, it's not horrible. It's not difficult to smell at all. It's just not. There's just no sweetness in it. Smells like a soggy tree trunk in a good way. Well, there we go. Very woody. Yeah, it's woods and patchouli to me. No patchouli listed, but there we go. Patchouli. Majuli. Right, on to the last one. We're at 45 minutes. I'm probably going to be another 5 minutes or so. Well, I'm really enjoying myself this evening. I'm giving you all a good laugh at me anyway, at my expense. Right. Encens Suave. Here we go again. Encens Suave. Right, now, let me go through the notes on this one. Becca's put, oh, wow. Right, let me read you your notes. I'll give you my thoughts. This has some wonderful notes in. It has coffee in the top. It has incense. It has Madagascar vanilla. And in the base, it has benzoin, and it has labdanum. So looking at the notes, I would say probably that's my favourite note breakdown of the whole brand. And there's some really positive feedback on this immediately. So we've got Clemence has put yay, so she obviously likes it. Becca's gone, oh wow, immediately. Didn't expect to like. I have my bottle of Encens Suave next to me, super addictive. Couldn't compare this to anything. Maybe Nakuna Matata a bit. Thanks, Becca. There's Clemence, these sound really nice. My interest level has grown from -7 to +5 at least. Thanks, Tony. Wow. Claire, you would love this. You would love it. This, and Becca said it's her fave. This is my favourite. This is insanely good. And you know what? It doesn't smell like anything else I've smelled. Those notes would suggest it's like other things that are out there, especially with the benzoin, the vanilla, but there's something different in there. And I think it's the coffee. It just has this it's got a lovely sweetness, a beautiful sweetness, but it's also got this slightly bitter note and slightly smoky. It's just it's almost edible, I would say. It's not, I would say, a gourmand fragrance, but it's just very, very, very alluring. It's very addictive, almost like almost minty espresso martini incense. I love this one too, but with summer coming up, Santal over this one. This is, I think you could wear this. It's light enough. You know what? It's got a really beautiful lightness to it. It's not overdone. From the card, I might be getting, it might be completely different again to on skin, and Clemence can probably sort of clarify on this, but it's not overly creamy or overly resinous. It's still got this really nice lightness to it, even though it's got some slightly deeper notes. It carries this airiness in it, and I think this one could be all year round. Yeah, I agree, Brian. I think if you couldn't go too heavy on it, because it could be in the high heat, it could be maybe a little bit, but effervescent, that's a great word for it. It is got this lovely, lovely lightness to it, but it's got this beautiful sweetness with a slight bit of bitterness. And I think that's coming from the coffee. It's not, I would say, if you didn't read the notes and then you smelt this, I don't think you'd pick coffee out, being honest. I don't think you would. But when you know the notes are in there, when you know the coffee's there, you get this sort of just slight bitterness, like there's a slight bitter, you know, when you drink espresso, there's this bitterness in the coffee, and there's that slight, just ever so slightly, it's not overdone. So maybe just a touch of coffee in it, just to give it that, and to create this lightness and darkness at the same time. If you say effervescent in the mirror 3 times, redolescence will appear. That's hilarious. Brilliant. It's nearly scary. I don't want to try. Can you imagine redolescence appearing if you say effervescent 3 times? That's funny as. Brilliant. Right, that is my favourite. It's fantastic. It really is a lovely, lovely fragrance. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I really did enjoy that. That is, it's a great, isn't that a great way to run through a brand? Have you had that, Clemence? It's a fantastic way to run through the brand. Now, they aren't the cheapest, I believe. I think they're nearly £200 in the UK. You can get them from Harrods in the UK, but you can get them direct from the website in different sizes on the bottles as well. And they do, I think, a little 6 ml bottle, which makes it a lot. It is like a menu. Hi, Peter. Thanks for joining. It's a fantastic way of running through it, mate. If you ever, I mean, copy the idea, Peter. It's a fantastic idea. And you know what? What's really surprised me is you can really get a good idea. They've stayed on the card so well. Plus the minis come with sprayers, which is a massive plus. That's fantastic. Yeah, I had it, and the sample collection as well, 10 mil. Yeah, so you know what? It's a great way. There's some notes on the back. Let's read that. We created Matiere Premiere with the idea of sharing my work as perfumer and the beauty of the natural raw materials that surround me every day. Excuse me. Excuse me. Respect for nature is at the heart of our creative approach through organic agriculture, fair trade, sourcing, and preservation of local productions and know-how. I worked with high concentrations in a contemporary way to make you feel the texture of each raw material and highlight their most beautiful facets. Wishing you a nice discovery, from the perfumer. So, you know what? It's expensive. Post actual liquid samples overseas cost me the same as a bottle to do it legally. Oh, it's only sprayed on the paper, no actual samples. It would be much cheaper and easier for me to post overseas. Actually, this is the idea, Peter. You know what? You could post. If you imagine you can get this done right, and you can preserve the fragrances really, really well on card, and then you post it with these little sleeves, a little menu type fragrance telling people about it. You could post this quite cheaply anywhere in the world, and that's what me and my Beck said. Julie, we said that this would just be a fantastic way to ship anywhere, to give an idea of your brand, to give an idea of what you can offer. So a fantastic idea. And actually, it's fantastic. Yeah, it smells on the bottle for so long. It's like it's really dipped, really clever. It is. You know what? There's what I found very, very strange. It smells very, very heavily of the fragrance, but there's no staining on the cards. There's no marks where they've dipped it to. It's almost like it's been soaked and then dried. It's very, very strange, because if you spray a card, you'll see the marks, but there's not one mark on any of those blotters, yet they smell very, very heavily of the fragrance. So anyway, great idea. Yeah, they would be, actually, if you use a lot of the naturals you're using, Peter, especially with the ouds and stuff. They would definitely be quite dark. But that is fantastic way of going through them. And you know what? It's just an easy, simple way for me to get an idea what the brand's like. So fantastic. I keep saying fantastic, but they are. I mean, they're very, very nice. I've liked them as much as running through, say, the Gallivant brand, for example. I've liked them probably as much as that, if not more. I think they're fantastic. So really good idea. It's a very good idea, though. I'll try to work it out to present it in a nice way. Exactly. There'll be all different ways that you could present it, and it could look fantastic. It's mentioned some high color graphics, some cards that it's maybe pinned to, and you put the different cards in there. Could be a fantastic way of doing it. Will you be getting any, Tony? You know what, Nige? They're on my radar massively. They are sort of at the top end of what my budget would be for paying for a fragrance. Being honest, completely honest. But I really, really like Encens Suave. I really, really think that's fantastic. And Beck's really liked the Australian sandalwood fragrance as well. And I really liked, if they wasn't like as much as they were, I really liked the Cologne Cedrat as well. That was, so in order, let's put them in order. It'd be interesting if Becca's in here still, if she could put what was her order. Which one are you buying, Beck? She needs one too. Now, if I was to buy Beck's one, it'll be the Santal Austral. So I will see. We might just get little ones. And Encens Suave will be mine. Yeah, and it's probably on your list, I'd imagine. It's definitely on mine. But Encens Suave would be my favourite, followed by, I would say, for me, Cologne Cedrat. I really did like Santal Austral as well. And then I really liked Neroli Orangeur as well. So they were my favourite. But I would wear all of them. Probably my least favourite wouldn't even be, you'd think it would be the Rose. It's not. My least favourite is the Bois de Boulogne. That is my least favourite. Neroli is my favourite fragrance for cozy moments. Yeah, it's so well done, that fragrance as well. It's fantastic. Bex's birthday. Look, Heather, her list is huge. She's got a huge list. I can't get her everything, you know. Not made of money. But no, I've really enjoyed that. I've said I'd be about 45 minutes, and it's been more like an hour. So I will be signing off on the hour, if that's okay with you. So I'll be off at 9:30, so I can go enjoy the rest of my evening, what's left of it, and get showered. And maybe put something on Netflix. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing and relaxing. No editing for me tonight because we've done a live. I'm not silly, you know. You know what? If brands are reaching out to us, Lizzie, Becca's saying, "You've got enough. You've got enough. Get me something." So it's already in our mind. It is, but that was really good fun. I really enjoyed that. We had a lovely, lovely group of people in the chat tonight. So thank you everybody that's joined. I really, really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed doing this. So I'm not sure which brand I'm going to do next. I've still got, I think, 2 or 3 discovery boxes to go through. We have a live on Sunday with Ethan from Moi Fragrances. And let me just tell you a little bit about that. Great love, mate. Glad you're loving this house. Look forward to seeing what you pick. Night all. Thanks, Matt. So Sunday, we're going live at 7:30. We have a lovely, lovely guy on called Ethan. Me and Ethan have had a couple of chats on Instagram, but we've also had a video call as well. And the reason we had the video call was because he runs a service where he creates bespoke fragrances for you. And he hit me up on Instagram. I don't know how much this costs. We're going to go into all the details on Sunday. But he hit me up and said, "Look, would you be happy to promote this for me? I need to get my name out there, and I'm quite happy to maybe create something with you. And so it's your fragrance, so no one else has it. You can. I'm not interested in making any money from this. I can get a code and you can buy the fragrance that's the same as mine, etc. So you can have the same fragrance that I've got." I'm not really as interested in that. I'm really just sort of interested in the service, what he does, what can be created, and the level of quality of what comes through. I had some Aaron Terence Hughes fragrances come in. They have a unicorn logo. You're eating the Neroli soon, John. Right, so If this doesn't smell like Belgian buns, I'm mad. Yeah, so it's I will tell you what, I won't tell you now what I've picked, but we've gone through this conversation together and tried to work out what I want and what I would like to make it me and to make it unique to me. And I think we've picked together some really, really nice notes. I'm really looking forward to trying what the end result will be, and I'm really looking forward to telling you all about it. But I think it's something that I think people will like the notes of it and realize it's a bit of me. So I'm really looking forward to, and you're really like Nathan as well. Sorry, Nathan, you're really like Ethan as well. He's a really lovely guy, and really looking forward to bringing him on camera. He talks really well. He's very affluent. He's very well spoken. He's very passionate as well. Very smiley, very friendly. So I'm really looking forward to bringing Ethan on, and Ethan will be on at 7:30 with me to discuss his Moi fragrances, MOI fragrances. So looking forward to sort of telling you all about it. I'm quite excited by this. So let's support Scott. So massive news from Scott this week. Let's go and give Scott all the support in the world with his new fragrance and his new fragrance brand. So excited for him. Let's hope you enjoyed this live, and I will talk to you all Sunday evening. Hope you can make it back to the chat. My lovely, lovely group of people that have been fantastic. I'm trying to bring you some different stuff at the moment rather than just sort of mystery lives and stuff. I'm trying to jazz it up a bit and bring you different content. So trying to bring you some different brands and some different ideas. So, and I'm learning as well, so it's helping me. So thank you, everyone. I'm waffling. I will see everybody very soon. Going to finish my red wine, go and get showered and get ready for bed. So night, everybody. Thanks again for joining. Really appreciate it. Thanks for joining, MT. Sorry. See you later, everyone. You take care of yourselves. Stay safe. See you later.